Yes, we can hear you, Chair. Good morning.
Good morning. No, thank you very much, Honorable Nonkonyan. Honorable members, today is the 23rd of June, 2023, and we are meeting as a committee on petitions and executive undertakings. I want to welcome all the honorable members who are on the platform. I want to welcome all our officials who have joined us and all the stakeholders who are following these proceedings on the virtual platform and the Parliamentary Monitoring Group. Honorable members, I would like us to start the session this morning. Mr. Mkhize, can you fly the agenda for us? I know you've sent it already to members last week already. Just fly the agenda for us. Mkhize, are you winning?
I'm winning, Chair. I'm winning currently, yes. Can I just get a 1 minute, then I'll flight it, Chair?
All right. Honorable members, we've got the agenda. Thank you very much, Mr. Mkhize. Honorable members, there is an agenda before us for our business for today. It disappeared again, Mkhize. All right. All right. All members, we are now on item number 1, which is a consideration of the an adoption of the meeting agenda. But before we start with that item number 1, Mr. Mkhize, are we correcting? And then just take me through any apologies that we have received.
Morning, honorable members and colleagues. Chair, yes, we are correcting. And the only apology that I received was from Honorable Noah. That's all, Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable Noah. I see the hand of Honorable Gericke. Over to you, Honorable Gericke.
Yes, Chairperson, good morning and good morning to the colleagues. Chair, the colleague, Comrade Honorable Asanda Machubeni, here to attend an urgent meeting, and therefore I submit an apology on her behalf.
Thank you very much. Honorable members, those will be the 2 apologies that we've received. The one
and then,
Honorable...
Chairperson, sorry,
right.
Can I just come in on another matter? I've written on the group. I was advised by the WHIP to take it up in a meeting. On the meeting of the 2nd of June, I see my name does not reflect there. I am almost certain that I have attended that meeting. If you can just give direction in that regard, please, Chairperson. Thank you.
No, thank you very much, Honorable Gericke. I think that matter will do it when we are dealing with the minutes. Honorable members, those are the 2 apologies that we've received from Honorable Machobeni as well as the Honorable Peter Noe. Can I have a mover for the adoption of the agenda and also to consider those apologies? Honorable Mananiso.
Thank you, Chairperson. I herewith want to adopt the agenda and the apologies, and as well noting what Honorable Gericke have omitted as something that was omitted, actually edited on the issue of his attendance. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mananiso. Is there a seconder for the move, Honorable Mananiso?
I second, Chairperson.
Thank you very much, Honorable Gericke. Honorable members, thank you very much for the consideration of the agenda. We will start with the first item, which deals with the consideration of an adoption of the South African SA Express petition report. Members would know that we have been dealing with this petition. It was referred to our committee last year, and we had to deliberate on it. We received some inputs. Can you just mute the Honorable Gericke? There is a background noise.
No,
Can
I
you
am
mute?
muted, Chair.
If you're not on the platform, can you just mute? Honorable Nonkonyana. Honorable Nkosi, thank you very much. As I was giving a brief background, the South African Express petition, it is a petition that we know that we've been dealing with from the former employees of the SA Express. And you know there were a number of issues that the petitioners has raised with us as a committee. We had to deliberate and develop a report that we need to table in the House from this petition. Mr. Mkhize, please flight that report for us. Members, we have received the report. I think it happened over the weekend, last week, that we received this committee report. I informed the secretary to make sure that we receive inputs from members on the report so that we can consider it and adopt it today. And I'd just like to be taken through if members have shared any inputs. Just go at the top there. Let's start at the top. Go up again. There we go. Now, members, this is the report that we have before us as a committee. I won't go verbatim, but I would like us to engage with this report because it's our report. Remember, members, that we had to refer the report back for more inputs and also to consult with the relevant stakeholders. Just go up a little bit, Mr. Mkhize. Some of the inputs that we got was that we get the legal opinion from Parliament's legal unit. We further wanted to get input from the pensions adjudications structure. We also had to get inputs from the Minister of Labour to see that what is the role of Labour within this petition, and we got all those submissions. And now this is what we're dealing with. The first submission we received, you members will recall, was the inputs from the Minister of Transport, and then we got from the former Department of Public Enterprises, who were the custodian per se of SA Express. Go down, Mr. Mkhize. And then we had a number of hearings. Members would know that we had hearings from, and these are the members that we had. Go at the bottom again. We reconvened for this petition. Go up. Move up, Mr. Mkhize, to page number 7. Move to page number 7. Move up, just move the document up. Mkhize. Work with me, Mr. Mkhize. Mr. Mkhize, are you with us? It seems Mkhize is having an issue there. So members, this is the report. As I said, we had those inputs from the Minister of Transport, and then we had a second hearing. We also met with the business rescue practitioners, who were the team involved in rescuing SA Express. We also had further engagements with the Human Rights Commission. They also shared their inputs in the petition. We also met with amount 5.3 submissions by the liquidators. You know that we also met with the liquidators because we're trying to get to the bottom of the issue of SA Express. And then we had a further a hearing. I'm on item number 6 from the Department of Employment. That's our last meeting where we met with Minister Meth and her team from Labour, as well as the commissioners from the UIF who were part of us, and as well as the Office of the Pension Funds Adjudicator. And then number
Recording
7.
in progress.
Let's move to number 7. We had a further meeting from the Labour, and those are the input that Labour made at 7.1. And the acting DG was with us. And then 7.2, we got inputs from the Office of the Pension Funds Adjudicator. 7.3, we requested Parliament Legal Services also to form part of those inputs. At 7.3, trying to get to the bottom of that. 7.4, we got also inputs from the research unit, from the Parliamentary Research Unit. And members, now we are on item number 8, where there are some of the findings that we made as a committee. I'm going to start at 8.1. It was from what the petitioner requested us to do. 8.2, the department gave us. 8.3, the business practitioners. 8.4. And then 8.5, it's the South African Human Rights Commission also, as I said. And was a number of issues that was also raised with the committee. Now, at 8.7, and then I'm going to move. Let's now go to there were a number of observations that the committee we've made, given what the stakeholders gave us. And these observations are from 8.1 up until 8.14. Those will be the observations from the committee. Now let's move to recommendations, which is item number 9 on the report. Now let's pause here. Let's start at 9.1. We note what the Department of Transport told us and UIF, the liquidators, the immediate relief at 9.2. 9.3, the Office of the Pensions Funds Adjudicator. We also had inputs that on item number 9.4 that the special investigating unit will also have, must also conduct an assessment. And then they must also give this committee that report. The right authority at 9 point, the finance sector conduct authority 9.5, together with the appointed liquidator of the pension and provident funds, will provide guidance or regarding advice regarding any remaining owed funds and the required procedures. So these are now the recommendations that we are putting forward as a committee. And then at 9.6, we are saying the investigation to be completed within 6 months of the adoption of the report in the House, upon which completion the affected stakeholders are to appear before the committee to report on the outcomes and the way forward. And then at 9.7, Parliament will serve as the main coordinator of the investigation, working through the relevant select committees, which is us, as well as the select committee on finance, given our core areas. And then the last recommendation is at 9.10, which Parliament to push for legislative reforms to ensure that existing laws are updated to reflect current conditions, particularly given the socio-economic challenges faced by employees when state-owned enterprises fail. And I think that is very important. It will send a precedence moving forward, the work of our committee in Parliament in overall. Members, this is just of this report. It was shared with all the members. It's about 22 pages. I'm now going to allow us to engage with this report, make amends where members feel there are issues that must still be incorporated in this report. This is your opportunity. If members feel there are some paragraphs which maybe we need to amend or put more information on it. This is our opportunity to do that. It is our report, members. We should understand that it's our committee report and it should reflect the work that we have done on this petition. With those words, I'm noting hands. Honorable Nonkonyana will be the first one. Okay. I only see the hand of Honorable Nonkonyana. Honorable Nonkonyana, over to you for your inputs and comments.
Chair, am I audible?
Loud and clear, and you are proper on your video.
Yes, I must apologize, Chair. I am at the airport. The people going up and down may affect my sound, but I'll try and speak loud. First and foremost, good morning to you, Chair, and good morning to you, colleagues, the members, honorable members, and our staff and distinguished guests that are here present. Secondly, thanks, Chair, to the Secretariat for having prepared this report. Indeed, I did go through the report, and the members will recall that the last meeting, I did raise many issues about the content of the report, and I'm afraid that the situation is rather worse than it was in terms of what I've just read. And I'm saying that with respect to the drafters of this report. Chair, you quite correctly presented the report as it was presented to us, and quite clear from the beginning, you set out clearly what the petitioner wanted us to do, and quite correctly set out what we did in numerous meetings. I may indicate, but I don't want to bore you that there are some type of typos. I'm not going to bore the meeting about the typos and context and whatever. But I want us to zoom to the observations and key findings, which you correctly drew our attention, as well as the our recommendation to the council, Chair. Yeah, thank you so much.
You can proceed, Mr. Honorable.
Okay. Thank you so much. Then the observations and key findings, Chair, should remain ours. And it should not be theirs or somebody else. If it's somebody else, it is what we accept. For instance, you just, for example, 8.1, the petitioner appealed to the committee requesting the government pay all amounts owed to them, including salaries and before the liquidation, overdue pension and provident fund contribution and retrenchment packages. Can that be our findings? No. But this is part of the evidence that was presented to us. But at the end of it, having considered what was presented to us, what is our findings? We need to be very clear here. What is our findings? And we know that this was a subsidiary of a state-owned enterprise. In other words, a company distinct from its own members, as we were advised by the legal advisors. And now for us to say we find as a fact that government should pay all amounts owed to them, it is problematic. Problematic in the sense that, again, we were told that in terms of the Insolvency Act, there has been some liquidation, and the salary of the employees constituted a preferred creditor, as we were told. And why we put it this way, it escapes my mind. Secondly, you can see even item I'm going to go 3 of them and not go all, because all of them are the same. For instance, if you go to 2, the Department of Transport highlighted a series of strategic misjudgments and operating mistakes by SAX, together with ongoing inefficiencies and adequate financial control system, all of which contributed to SAC's downfall. You see, the department, it is the department that highlighted this. It is not ours. In other words, it should not be part of our own observation. Our own observation will be able to say, we agree with the department about its own findings as set out by the ministry or something like that. And again, you can go on and on, Chair. It's the same thing. To me, colleagues, having had regard to the evidence, we need to set out what do we believe is our findings. Critical to our findings, in my view, is that that company was traded under insolvent circumstances. And if so, then what is the law requires? The law requires that if you are a director and you trade under insolvency, you may be personally liable. We should have been able to set that thing clearly. What are the consequence management around those people who were put there by the government as directors? And what is their position? 2, the question of liquidate, the question of, we didn't jump to the liquidation. There was this rescue, the rescuers. What is the role of them? And did they do that best as a quote? Yes, they tried their own best, but it was not going to be rescued, as we have read from the evidence. If we find that as a fact, we suit it clearly as that. And therefore, after that, there must be liquidators. We know that in terms of the liquidation, there must be a liquidation account that must be presented. And that liquidation account, how many employees were paid? Now, if they were paid, then is the government, therefore, liable to pay those that were not being paid? This has got implications, Chair and honorable members. And if we're going to accept as a fact that the government must be responsible to pay everything else, to me, it will not be correct. That is why, therefore, let's go, therefore, Chair, because I don't want to take much of the time. Let's go to our recommendation, our recommendation to the council. You will see in 9.1, for instance, that we're saying Department of Transport, UIF, pensions, whatever authority, SCA, should collaborate to review all ambiguous areas, such as severance pays and things like that, But in terms of the Insolvency Act, that was done by the liquidator. And the liquidator has got many powers to investigate any misconduct, anything that relating to that. We need to actually to zoom there, you see. And then now we're saying these departments must go there and identify ambiguities to do harm. Question is that we must ask ourselves, is this recommendation to the council a recommendation that is not going to reflect badly on us as being sent by the council to investigate this? In my view, it will reflect badly on us because this is the matter that took place in the early 20s. You see, where are they going to find the records at this time? And where is the liquidator, for instance, that was there at that time? It may be a business person that is no longer existing and we don't know. And again, 9.2, immediate relief for pensioners. Department of Employment and Labor to ensure compliance. How can they ensure compliance about what took place even before this department existed? Because this department is a successor to the former department. And of course, we all know that there was also another department which was state-owned enterprise having its own ministries. Colleagues, I'm of the view, you can go on and on and on and on, similar thing. I'm of the view then that this is a matter that, Chair, we need to sit, myself, yourself, and the secretariat, and even the drafter of this report to do that. We will see also that there's no 9.8 and 9.9 that is there, but it just jumped from 9.7 to 9.10 or something like that. You see, clearly we need to fine-tune this report ourselves and present to the members what we in the leadership of this committee need to do. And I'm really sorry that I must be the one who said that. You'll recall that in the management committee that we tried to set, there was this hiccup in terms of communication. We had a problem about that, trying to do that. And this draft should have been sent to me and you 2 weeks ago so that we can actually exchange. As I did this morning, I sent you some message to say, Chair, I'm of the view that no, let us not present this thing rough as it is, in my view, to the committee members. But I may indicate, as I indicated to you, that I shared this with the study group of the ANC yesterday, and we were of the same view that no, let's request you then that the matter must actually be fine-tuned in the manner I'm suggesting. The secretariat and the drafters immediately, and then send it to the members. Otherwise, this thing is going to reflect badly on the committee that we both lead. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable Nonkonyana. Is there any hand? I have Honorable Gericke. Over to you, Honorable Gericke.
Yes, Chair, thank you very much indeed. Chair, now the report is pretty straightforward. It is long on coming. We have been through this report for quite some time, and we have debated this report. Taking into consideration what Honorable Nonkonyana is saying, if the meeting is for the WIP and for the chair and for some officials that drafted this report, that would be fine. But the report, but the committee needs to give its input before you withdraw and say, let us then go and do the consideration on what the committee has said. Now, our view is that if the government was a shareholder, then the government must equally take responsibility. And you can interpret shareholder even as an investor, because they may have been silently involved, but as far as I know, they were a shareholder. And whether you allocate the shareholding pro rata or whatever, in whichever way, it's got to be done. Government must take responsibility. Taking into consideration also the legal opinions that we have procured and presented with was an eye-opener to us all. So I think government cannot stand away from this issue. They must take responsibility. This has happened under their laws and under their authority, under the government's law and authority. And there is a sense that they must take responsibility, certainly, Chairperson. And then lastly, let me just ask that that we don't hold up these final recommendations of this report. Let us reach and conclude on the recommendations, so to the benefit of the people that are waiting for so long on the finalization of their benefits. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you very much, Honorable Gericke. Thank you for that input. Is there any other member who wants to come in? Honorable
Okay,
member.
sorry, I'm struggling to raise my hand, if I may.
Honorable Gotzel, over to you.
Yes, other than the smaller things of the report, Chair, like the numbering, which can be corrected, I tend to agree with Honorable Gericke. I don't think this report should be delayed. And we have come a long way, and we've taken every step as it comes. We've dealt with it now fully and transparently, and I agree with him wholeheartedly.
Thank you very much, Honorable Gotzel. Is there any other member? I don't see any hand. Honorable Nonkonyana, I see it's a second bite. Over to you.
Chair, just one small issue. I thought Honorable Godsell would clearly understand. A company that is established in terms of the company laws of the Republic is a legal entity, exists on its own. And you cannot therefore extend the liability beyond itself, its legal entity, as both my colleagues are doing. But we are not saying then that, of course, we must throw our hands out and say this thing has no substance. All we are saying, it must be fine-tuned. For instance, there is a reference to that. There must be something that must be investigated by special investigating unit in 9.4, for instance. What are these things? You see, what is the legal basis for that? We need to set it out clearly so that the council knows that we have applied our mind. I would urge our colleagues that let us not push this because it will be wrong, and there is no way that we could see our way through to support it as is. And I think we've done a lot of work on it. I don't think that there will be any prejudice either to the employees or ourselves in actually trying to fine-tune the report that has been made. Having highlighted these things, I would be pleased if they would say then what I have highlighted is wrong, because at the end of the day, it is not going to be my thing. It will be our thing that we're going to present to the council. That is why, therefore, it is very, very important that we must actually have a critical evaluation of what is before us and agree to it. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you for those second bite. I see that members also having the second bite. I'm going to give again to Honorable Gericke and Honorable Godsell.
Yeah, Chairperson, thank you for the second bite. I don't want there to be misunderstanding of what we said. I have clearly stated that we got to take into consideration what Honorable Nonkonyana has said. We have not refuted what he said. I said we must take it into consideration when we contemplate the matter again. That is the first point, and I am emphatic on that point. The second point is we must take into consideration what must be reasonable. There's a propensity in this government to drag things on, matters on for many years. And people are suffering and people are losing their belongings, possessions, and the things that they have built up. We must be mindful of that. There is such a propensity. And you will notice that there's a clear call from many quarters at the moment where they say, let us not opt. Let us try to avoid litigation and let us have consensus on a matter. So when we have done our homework and we have all the relevant facts, let us then apply our minds, get together and decide on in the interest of the benefit of those that have been disadvantaged in this case, Chairperson. It's a strong point that we make, and we will stand by that point because we cannot inconvenience people because of petty respectfully petty arguments and how to circumvent the issue and so on. But let us apply our mind in the best interest of the disadvantaged. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Gericke, and then Honorable Godsell.
Yes, thank you, Chairperson. And again, this matter has been dragging on for very long, and the NCOP and Parliament's going into recess now. If Honorable Nonkonyana has inputs to make, one would have expected it to be done already because the report was circulated. But if he was not able to do so now, I mean, can we not do it on the screen? I mean, this is exactly the same way we do it in the Joint Standing Committee on Defence. I'm not sure what Honorable Gerike did say now, you know, we need to consider it, etc. But I really feel uncomfortable if we're now going to again wait for another term, because it feels to me that we are simply not dealing with matters fast enough. And as Honorable Gerike has said, there are many people who are reliant and dependent on what happens with this petition. You know, I'm unfortunately not as learned and qualified as Honorable Nonkonyana, but if he has the answers, then I mean, we can do it on the screen there. The report is there. And then we can workshop it and then we can discuss it. There's also enough time. It's only 10:30 now.
Thank you very much, honorable members. Thank you for those inputs. I don't see any other hands. Members, this will be the leadership I'm going to provide for us. This matter, it's a serious matter of national importance in our country. We have gone through a lengthy process to make sure that we cover all areas. And I mean, if you can count the stakeholders that have been part and parcel of this, it's all well over 10. From government institutions, from the department itself, from our internal structures, such as our legal unit, such as our research unit. We have really applied our mind for this petition. And the committee report was sent to us last week, I believe, for those inputs to be made. And indeed, it is our report. And that's why we're having this meeting today, so that we can fine-tune the report. We can remove elements that we feel they are not aligning with the work that we have done. We can add paragraphs. And indeed, Parliament has allocated the Select Committee on Petitions and Undertakings and all other committees 10 o'clock till 1 o'clock. So this is our report, members. I would appreciate if we can flight the report and then make those amendments, work on it, members. This morning at the chairperson's meeting, which started at 8 o'clock in person here in Parliament, these items came before that forum as well. And there was a great concern that was raised to say, we are not moving with the necessary speed in dealing with these matters. And I would also lobby this committee and members to say, let us do diligence, and I support that. We should not rush for the sake of rushing, but also we must move with agility when petitioners are before us. And I don't think it bodes well for Parliament you'll remember that this report was taken back already 2 or 3 times moving forward. Madam Kize, I will just allow you to put the report again, flight it. I hope it's in Word document and we are able to type there that we amend our members, especially when we go on. Let's go on the observations. Now, let me just assist also the committee. Remember, if a petitioner is informing us or is requesting us what to do, is the petitioner who's requesting us to do that. So as we'll see in petition number 1, the petitioner appealed to the committee requesting that government pay all amounts. That's what the petitioner is asking us to do. Whether we agree with the petitioner or not, but that is what they are asking us to do. That's number 1. Number 2, our responsibility is to make sure we get the inputs on what the petitioner. Sometimes we might not agree with the petitioner in terms of what they are wanting us to do, but we have to apply our mind. So we cannot change what the petitioner wants. It is not something that comes from us. It's what's coming from the petitioner. And I think it's important that we raise that matter on 8.1, that it is what the petitioner wanted. That's what we found out. That's what we heard from the petitioner. It's not us saying government must pay. No, we are not making a ruling. It's what we've observed, is what we've heard. That is what the report is saying. Number 2, we also got the input from the department. The Department of Transport, it highlighted a series of strategic misjudgments and operational mistakes by SA Express. And the minister was clear, and the department to say, look here, there were a lot of inefficiencies that were going on there. They were inadequate financial control, of which they significantly contributed ultimately to the downfall of SA Express. It's what the minister said. It's not us. is the reality is what it was, what happened, and what transpired at SA Express. It's not our opinion. It's what we were given. When we go to 8.3, the business practitioners, they submitted that their appointment became clear that once they came, that SA Express already been facing liquidation challenges for a very long time before they were even placed on business rescue. That's what we find out. That's what we heard from the business practitioners. They are the ones who said that. It's not us, it's what they told us. Number 4, it also says that they further submitted that at the commencement of the business rescue, the company had already deducted employee-related deductions like your payers to earn and so forth from employees, but had not consistently paid them to SARS for over 18 months. That's what came out from the rescuers. So it's not the committee's opinion, is what was given to us. And then I can go on until about 8 point. These are the findings that we received. So South African Human Rights Commission obtained a legal opinion, and the findings were as follows: that SA Express was a separate jurisdiction entity, and the government was not automatically liable for its debt. The matter was sub judice, meaning the commission could not override court-mandated procedures. That's what the Human Rights told this committee, is their inputs. And then we go on to 8.6, what the liquidators told us. And they further went on to 8.7 and so forth. Go down, Mr. Mkhize, 8.8 and 8. We must just fix the numbering there already, Mr. Mkhize. So from 8.7, it should be 8.8 from what the department came to assist us. Let's fix it there, make it 8.8. And that's what the Department of Employment and Labor told us. We further invited the pensions fund adjudicator because there were issues related to pensions and pension, and they told us on one of their inputs was that it's basically mandated to investigate pension fund related issues. It cannot investigate complaints older than 3 years. However, the calculation of the 3-year period is based on a cross-reference to the Prescription Act. And then 8 point, so it must be 8 not 19, Mr. Mkhize, it must be 8.9. Go up there after 8.8, make it 8.9, remove 1, and then the item will be yes, and then this will be 8.10, and then we go to 8.11. Issues relating to the audit of SA Express employees' numbers before the adjudication process should be addressed by the Department of Employment and Labor. Then we go to 8.12 and 13, and I want us to maybe to focus just there by 8.12 and 8.13. Let's start by 8.12. According to the Parliament's legal, now there's the parliamentary legal advice. The Financial Services Conduct Authority, in conjunction with the appointed adjudicator of the pension fund and provident funds, can provide guidance on any outstanding funds owed on the process for their recovery. That's what we got from the legal opinion. And then 8.13 says, research suggests that the committee might request that National Treasury provide a briefing on fiscal and legal matters relating to the petition. Additionally, National Treasury will could assist in outlining the scope of relief that is both legally and practically achievable. Now, these are some of the inputs that we received from our stakeholders, summarized in item number 8. Now, item number 9 is where we come in as a committee, what we are recommending. Now, this is our recommendation to the House. First, we're saying the Department of Transport and the Labor, with their entity UIF, the Office of the Pension Adjudicator, the liquidators, and the Financial Services Sector Conduct should collaborate to review all ambiguous areas. Definitely, there are issues that have gone wrong at SA Express. And these are the key stakeholders that should work on addressing and identifying those issues, such as your severance packages, total pension fund benefits, and so forth. So we as a committee now, we are recommending to the NCOP, this is the process that should be followed to close those ambiguous areas. Number 2, we are saying that immediate relief for the pensioners. The Department of Employment and Labor must ensure compliance with the relevant provisions, particularly on Section 16 of the UIF, which requires benefits to be paid out to the petitioners. And the Department of Employment and Labor did confirm that there is a case, there is a role that they can play on that area. That's what we received in our last meeting. And they agreed that they agree also that those areas, they are mandated to assist us as a committee. And then obviously we also got from the pension fund adjudicated their commitment. And number 4, that these matters come before the investigating unit, because there are law enforcement agencies in our country who can also assist us to conduct those assessments. So we are recommending also that we bring the law enforcement agencies on board. Go to number 5. We are still on the FCSA together with the liquidators and the pension funds, that they provide guidance on the advice. So this is a whole collaboration that we are putting together as a committee. And then on number 6, the investigation should be completed. So what we are saying, these stakeholders, they come together, we mandate them. We are recommending to the NCOP that these stakeholders, they look at those matters, and within 6 months, they must table the report so that we don't stall the process, because as a committee, we are not having that capacity and time to be able to do all those things. There are state agencies who are mandated and capable and capacitated to carry that responsibility on behalf of Parliament. And then they give us that report after 6 months in terms of that. If there's people that must be arrested, if there are people must be a case to answer, and all the identified areas will then be contained in that report. So we as a committee, we are recommending to the NCOP that process must kickstart. And I'm going to plead with members that we should support this process so that we don't stall the work that must be carried out. Indeed, honorable members, there are people who are watching us on this petition, and they are really, really asking us to intervene in their case. And I think we've covered those numerous angles. There's no way, even our legal department from Parliament has guided us on this program. Those are the recommendations that are contained from 9.1 till about 9.8. I will plead that members, this is what we have before us. If there are areas that you feel must be still added on, this is our opportunity. It's only 10:47. We are here till 1 o'clock. Maybe we can just put those inputs. I would rather encourage members that we should not stall this process. Let those mandated state entities and law enforcement agencies as well, because we are bringing even the SIU on board. And that will be, if this report is tabled in the NCOP, it will be an instruction, for lack of a better word, coming from Parliament to say, look at these areas. Because we believe as a committee, there were wrong things that were done at S Express to the disadvantage of the employees, who are the members who petitioned us and who are crying out for help. And we as Parliament should be able to bring some sort of relief to those affected parties. So those will be my inputs and my ruling members, that let us interrogate this. Where members feel they can add, amend, as I've assisted also the Secretariat with the numbering and the grammar there, it is our report. And that is why it should be us as a committee who are taking ownership of this report. I'm noting any further hands, if there are any. Honorable Nonkonyana and then Honorable Billy, in that order.
Chair and honorable members, I move that we defer and give opportunity to the members to input on this report, and we can give them some days. I have no problem, Chair, with a view to fine-tune this report before tabling it. Otherwise, as is, we are not supporting this report to be tabled to the council. Thank you, Chair.
There is a move. Thank you, Honorable Nonkonyana. Honorable Billy.
Chairperson, greetings to yourself. I move for the adoption of the report.
Thank you, Honorable Billy. We have now a mover for the defer, and we've got a mover for the adoption. Honorable Gotzel, assist us.
Chair, yes, I would like to second the adoption of the report, given that we have more than enough time to make any additions. I do not see any need to postpone this. We are on Parliament's time, and if Honourable Nkonyana wants to make any additions, he must do that. We're here to do that now.
Thank you, Honorable members, Honorable Gotzel, for that. So the other
Recording
move
stopped.
was seconded. Honorable Mananiso.
Chair, sorry, the recording was stopped before we proceed.
Mr. Mkiza, assist us with the recording there. Are we on record? Because it keeps coming and going. Mr. Mkize? Honorable members, there was a mover and it was seconded. And I take now this report. But Honorable Ananiso, are you assisting the process?
Thank you, Chairperson. I think, Chair, as members could have indicated that Honorable Nonkonyane could have made his omission and additions now. Seemingly, what he's indicating is that he still wants to persuade us to meet perhaps for a special meeting where we would zoom on things that he would want to input. So I was with him, actually. I raised my hand before Gotzel. So I wanted to say, let's have a special meeting.
Recording in progress.
Before we adopt this particular report. So it's a dissenting view than the one that has been seconded. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Mananiso. Just look at my screen. Members, we have now gotten a mover for the adoption of the report. Obviously, with those amendments. Honorable Gotzel, what are you raising on? I see your hand. It's up again.
Chair, I just want to place on record that these reports were circulated on Friday already. And so if any members had concerns or inputs, then there was more than enough time to raise them. I just wanted to put that on record.
All right. Thank you, Honorable Gotzel. Indeed, the reports were sent last week. So the members peruse them on email as well as on the WhatsApp groups. Thank you very much, honorable members. I'm going to make the ruling that the report has been seconded, subject to that afford members, particularly Honorable Nonkanyana, because he came out strongly on this one, maybe to send those amendments that he would want us to do. But we should be mindful of time. And I think one of the members here did sign that we are going on a recess. We're actually going on a month's recess from next week. And I'm just scared now that our issues will be laying in abeyance and it won't assist us. Those further inputs that must be given in, let them be given in so that this report can be tabled in the House. Honorable Nonkanyana.
Chair, I really don't understand your sort of ruling. I don't know whether it's a ruling or what, because we do have two motions here, both supported. The first motion is that the order, the report as is must be adopted. It has been moved, it has been seconded. But there is a counter, if I may put it that way, that the report as is can never be supported. It must be referred back to be fine-tuned urgently, and that an urgent meeting can be convened to fine-tune it, to give those, including myself, who would like to make further inputs time. And that has been seconded. Clearly, we are divided on this issue. And it's either if you want to pursue this thing, go to voting, we'll abide by the decision of the majority and things like that. But I would urge that you adopt the approach that is proposed by Honorable Mananiso, that give us me 1 or 2 days, and then we convene specially, and then to fine tune, and so that we can circulate this thing, the inputs to this, not in the manner in which we are concluding this. It will be unfortunate that we're going to go to the council and then be able to stand up in the council countering each other. And we're going to divide the council unnecessarily, in my view. I think the proposal by Honorable Mananiso is reasonable in the circumstances. It will be able to really keep us united and with a view to really come to a speedy resolution, as Honorable Kharik has correctly pointed out. This is a matter that is affecting employees for quite some time. Clearly, we don't have luxury of time to resolve this thing. But if we're going to be involved in a really technical and debates, that to me, we are not going to be doing justice to the employees that are really crying for help. Thank you, Chair.
No, thank you very much, Honorable Nonkonyana, Honorable Godsell.
Yes, Chairperson, I'm sorry, I really don't want to belabor the point, but I think Honorable Nonkonyana is misdirecting himself. Because on the one hand, he says we need to fine-tune, and on the other hand, you have said that let's fine-tune it now. On the one hand, he says this is a matter of time, and on the other hand, he says we need to give it more time. And I find it problematic, Chairperson, that this meeting was scheduled long ago. We've all known that this report is going to come up today, and that the whip of this committee, who's solely responsible for discipline, will now argue that this matter or that this meeting must be postponed, when he exactly says that there are members and people and petitioners who rely on the outcome. Now, this report was circulated on Friday, and it is now Tuesday. We're sitting in a meeting. It's not even 11 o'clock. We have enough time. If the honourable member and the honourable whip, as well as the honourable chairperson of the Select Committee on Security and Justice, Honourable Mananiso, have inputs to make, they must do that now. That is why we are here today. But we cannot continue to waste the time of the petitioners and the time of Parliament. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Godsell, for those inputs. And Honorable Nonkonyana, I really support your inputs that we should be a united committee. Yes, we know that we come from different parties, but ours, we've always adopted the approach that moves as a united committee for the interest of the people that we serve. And indeed, I would shout out to have us having not united when we're in the plenary, because when you go to the NCOP, it is a committee report, and we are together in that. Honorable members, I'm going to afford the opportunity, and that's now my ruling to this situation, that we amend this report now. If there are issues that we want to include, there's nothing wrong with us working this report and panel beating it if members feel that way. And I'm giving that opportunity now to let panel beat the report. If we feel that paragraph is not right, it must be removed, let us remove it and let's agree if you support it. If you're saying, Honorable Chair, I feel we need to add something here, the English is not Englishing to me, let us do that, Honorable members. We don't have to rush it. And I'm glad that we have been given 3 hours as a committee. We are only on the first hour. There's no need for us to rush. Let us do a proper work. If members feel what we have in front of us is not solid, let us fine tune it now. And I'm willing to read word for word, paragraph for paragraph, so that we can do. And it's also a Word document. We amend it as we are, so that it is our report. Honorable Nonkonyana, I see your hand.
Chair, thank you so much for this opportunity. Just before I comply with your directive, as I must, I need to make this thing clear. if we, in fact, we received this report on Friday, we were all involved in political actions in respect of registration of voters. I didn't have any time. As I indicated to you this morning, early morning, Chair, I did actually highlight that I had only opportunity to read this thing last night, and in fact I read the other report as on my way now, which I've not finished it. But nevertheless, we can then have a problem. Let's start from beginning, and I hope you will bear with me, because everything then there needed to be done correctly. We can start from the beginning. Then word for word is fine. I have no problem. And at about 11:45, I'll be getting into a flight to Cape Town. But I'll therefore abide by you. Hence, I was saying, be given some time. I thought that this afternoon I'll be able to give and circulate a sensitive document to all other members. If that opportunity you have not given me, you are giving me this, that I must do it now, let me not waste time. Let me do it now and try and comply with you. But I'm not so sure whether I'll be done by 12 o'clock. But we can do it then.
Thank you very much, Honorable Nonkonyana. Thank you for assisting us moving forward. And I think members, maybe we are comfortable to start from the observations and findings that we can go. Mr. Mkhize, let's start from the observation and findings.
Chair, my hand is up.
Oh, okay. Honorable Kherika, sorry, I didn't see that. We can proceed?
Yeah, thank you, Chairperson. Chair, can I just submit a serious plea? We are in a standoff at the moment as we speak, and we're rushing for time and we're rushing to get the proposals through, which will do an injustice to this process. I'll tell you why, and I submit so respectfully. Remember that a meeting or two ago, we involved the legal fundis and some other role players into this process as well. And they gave us some guidance. I am presently, although I push for the approval or the acceptance of this report and the insistence of the whip of this committee, we must apply our minds properly. I'm going to be reluctant to support anything that we alter now without the accompanying of legal opinions. Respectfully, I submit. So I will suggest the following. With the indulgence of all the parties that have seconded and proposed, most probably we need to conclude this process, let's say within the next 24 hours. You can apply your wisdom here. Let us have a proper look at the amendments or the additions by Honorable Nonkonyana, but I will have a rider to that. And the rider will be that those amendments or additions must also be subjected to legal scrutiny, and that legal scrutiny will accompany those recommendations to this committee so that we can finally apply our minds, Chairperson. This would be our proposal. This is just a cautious approach so that we don't inconvenience the end user or the beneficiary, so to speak, so that we conclude on this matter ASAP. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Kherika. Now you are taking us now back. I was hoping that you will assist us. The only, I must also just guide members. Remember, we are allocated a slot, and the parliament slot is the Tuesday 10-1. Anything outside of that must get considerations from the powers that be for any other session, any other meeting. Tomorrow there's this slot for another committee of which all of us were members, and it's going to also have its time. Members, you know that we're dealing with budgets now, and even we're dealing with two budgets. Tonight, we might finish around 9 o'clock, around 8, 9, because we're dealing with two budget votes. So my concern will just also be around those. Tomorrow, again, we are dealing with about 2 budgets, if I'm not mistaken. Thursday, we're dealing with the presidency in Parliament. Friday, we are dealing with the budget of government, because we need to pass all the votes, and that will be another long session on Friday. So I'm just want to caution members that we don't have time. Our time is now. Let us, and once we fine-tune this, legal has already guided us in the process. We can just submit to them to say, look, is this thing correct legally before it's tabled in the House? I would really beg for your indulgence in that process. I would rather say let's use the opportunity, and I think Honorable Nonkonyana has submitted that he is willing to move in that direction and put those efforts. If there's anything there are gaps, let's report anyway. It will go through those processes. So that will be my move forward. Let us agree that we go through the report now and we amend where we need to amend. Honorable Nonkonyana did ask for an apology to be released by 12. So we are exactly at 11:05. We've got almost 45 minutes to go for that. If you allow members, we're doing judges. Let's start. Members, here is point number 8, which is your findings and our observations. The committee makes the following observations and key findings based on the various submissions made during the hearing of the petition.
Chairperson. I'm sorry to raise an order to you. I'm sorry.
All right, proceed, Honorable Nonkonyana.
I thought that you were saying, notwithstanding our objection, that let us consider the report, not a portion of the report. Item number 8 is a portion of the report. And then I said, I will start from 1, because there are many other things that I indicated that in the context are not correct, which I pointed out to you in my WhatsApp message this morning. That the structure and the content need to be revisited. So let me be given that opportunity to revisit that, if that is the case. I thought that Honorable Gericke was actually making a sensitive thing, because this thing must be circulated so that the parties, they don't take their own position here. They consult, they have got their own study group, I believe, and consult, and then so that we can actually have something in common. But I've been defeated to do that, and in support of Honorable Mananiso's view, and which has been now actually explained further by Honorable Gericke. If then that is your ruling, let me start from paragraph 1 and amend everything there that is wrong. I can see is wrong. In terms of context and in terms of commas and things like that, let me do it, so that at the end of the day, we do have a document that members will feel. Can deal
Thank you very much, Honorable.
All
right, thank you very much. No, my apology. I thought you because remember now earlier when we started, we were on the findings.
Recording stopped.
That's where the Mr. Mkhize, please, can you continue with the recording? You can't stop the recording, please. So, Honorable Nonkonyana,
recording in progress.
Initially, I thought that your concerns were at the because that's where we started earlier on. But my apologies, it's fine. We can start from the beginning. Let's start from the first page, Mr. Mkhize. Just go to the top of the first page, the very first page. There we go. Honorable Nonkanyana, you have to move now with me. Yeah? This is just the background of the petition. The Select Committee on Petitions. Move a little bit up, Mr. Mkhize. Don't be fast.
Chair.
Honorable Nonkanyana.
Chair, there's a hand of Honorable Gericke. And I said, start paragraph by paragraph, tell us, so that at least I can make an input in terms of that paragraph. I can see now we are running down.
Chairperson, also my hand has been up.
Just I don't see your hand. Honorable Gericke, do you have input? I noted you, Honorable Midupi.
No, Chair, maybe that was a legacy, but I remain cautious by rushing this issue and without the legal scrutiny. It's the position of the EFF. We want to finalize this matter ASAP, but we must find a time where we can sit together after we have submitted these amendments or additions. And just a hint, there was a time that the Western Cape whips, we met even on an urgent matter at 6 o'clock in the morning. Yes, sir. For the urgency of the matter to push it through. I just give it to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Gerike. Honorable Midupi.
Thank you very much, Chair. Chairperson, my apology for joining the meeting late. However, I've been in and out because I'm in transit. But Chairperson, it is only going to be fair that we refer this item back so as we are able to do the right thing. I strongly feel that we are not doing justice, Chair. One, it is from the administration. Maybe my colleagues have already said it, but maybe it's an error from the administrative side, because how this has been captured, honestly, it is not aligned to even the findings that we are binding ourselves as a committee. So now I'm of the view that we cannot go one-on-one on this matter and say we are doing justice. Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable Midupi, for that input. Members, with all due respect, we have received this document last week already. I made a point that it must shared on the group, and I requested that members in the email, it was specific to say for your inputs and your amendments. We have given opportunity to members. Yes, we've got our different schedules, but it's our responsibility to carry out our work. It cannot be that when we're in a meeting, then we want to do the work that should have already been done. That's the point of us getting documents beforehand. And members must make their inputs. Amend, send to the secretary, say, Secretary, I'm not happy with this thing. Change it here. Please correct there. So by the time we come here, we have already done that work. And I've made the ruling that we're going to amend this document now. We cannot deal. This committee report has been going back 3 times already. We had to get other stakeholders on board to come and assist us. We called, there's no one that is around this petition who has not been called from the stakeholders. I don't think we are doing justice. And Honorable Mananiso, you will have to now assist me in this one. We were told in the chairman's meeting that we can't be stalling processes so long. Some of these petitions have been coming from us from last year already. It doesn't bode well for Parliament. So please, honorable members, let us just make sure that we do the thing. We don't have the luxury of time. And I've said to honorable members, yes, Honorable Gerike, you make in the Western Cape, there are rules in Parliament. I cannot just call a meeting anyhow. We know that with what we've gone through, there are powers that be that must approve if we want to meet outside of our allocated slots. Mr. Bikize, can you start from the first paragraph? Honorable Nonkonyana, you'll have to work with me on this one.
Chair, I want to be on the 3rd paragraph.
3rd paragraph. Mr. Mkize, can you go through 3rd paragraph? Point number 1.
Okay.
Is it the one that the petitioner
Chair,
called? Okay.
Yes, yes, Chair. That paragraph in its entirety need to be revisited. It reads, the petitioner calls for appropriate intervention by the NCOP to address consequences of government failure to challenge the liquidation of South African exports. We can pause there. That is what we are telling the NCOP, that in fact, the petitioner wants to challenge the government's failure to challenge the liquidation of South African Express and to ensure that justice is done. You see, and then it further says the petition highlights the apparent disparity of South African Airways has been bailed out while South African Airways faced liquidation without similar support. That to me, it contained a part of what the petitioner was saying and part of what we want to suggest. In other words, putting the words into the petitioner. Because the 3rd paragraph, just following that, is that the petitioner, amongst other things, seeks the following. This is what should actually be upfront that should stir us. Relief from the government. One, the government should and must now own up and give them all money due to them. You see, and then salaries they worked for before the liquidation in question, and all monies from the liquidation proceeds should be paid, as the creditors are also entitled by virtue of their salaries. Put exactly what is contained in that petition. You see, in a succinct form. And clearly, those two paragraphs, at the same time, they actually provide what the petitioner wanted and what is a suggestion from some of us. To me, it should be very, very clear there that put in succinct terms what the petitioner says in the petition that is, and we put it there. I'll pause there so that it be put, and so that we understand would be with me. Let the petition therefore be flagged so that we know what it actually contained, not our interpretation of what it contained. I pause.
Thank you very much, Honorable Nonkonyana, for that point. I'm actually now going through the initial petition. Honorable Nonkonyana, this is not our reflection; it's the reflection from the petitioner. I'm not sure. That's what the petitioner said. That's what petitioner said. Anybody can ask anything from Parliament. I can petition Parliament to say, go look at that. That is what the petitioner wants. Whether we agree or not with their view is what they want. And then we'll have to judge what can be done and to remedy the situation. So I just wanted to caution members that that's what the petitioner wanted. And sometimes the language...
Chair. Do you want us to engage in a dialogue? All I'm saying, you have given me an opportunity to effect an amendment. I'm doing that. You are engaging me. Please give me a fair opportunity. I'm saying, then let what is contained in the petition be flagged, so that we can even see whether what is contained in these two paragraphs is in tandem with what is contained there.
Honorable Nonkonyana, are you done? Or are you posting at that one?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes. Honorable Nonkonyana, that is what the petitioner wanted. I'm not engaging with you. I was just assisting the process, so that we must also not make the words of the petitioner. What I'm going to request, Mr. Mkhize, can you flag the initial petition as it was referred to us from the NCOP, so that we can satisfy ourselves? Is that paragraph in tandem with what the petitioner requested us to do? If you can just flag the initial petition. Mr. Mkhize?
Chair?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm trying to flight the petition.
All right. No, thank you very much.
Chair?
Yes, I can hear you.
Is it visible on your side?
We still have the committee report.
I did flight a little, okay.
Okay. This is just go at the top. At the top again. Now, members, this is the memorandum. It comes from the Office of the Secretary. They are the ones who received the petition. It was addressed to Honorable Mukai as the chair of the committee. It comes from the council chair, dated 21 September 2025. Go at the bottom. The item that they wanted, the chair of the council said, I refer the petition from Mr. Thumani Kasibe, submitted on behalf of the former employees of the South African Express, or SACS in short. The correspondence is calling for appropriate intervention by NCOP to address consequences arising from the failure of government to challenge liquidation of the South African Express Airways and to ensure that justice is duly served. The petition highlights the apparent disparity whereby the South African Airways has been bailed out to the tune of 10 billion rands, while the South African Express faced liquidation without similar support. The correspondence inter alia requires the following relief from government. The ANC-led government and now the GNU should and must own up now and give them all monies due to them. The salaries they worked for before the liquidation in question. All monies from the liquidation proceeds as their creditors too, by virtue of the salaries in question, should be paid. Number 4, okay, it continues. All the outstanding monies from the pension and provident funds, retrenchment packages, which the government finally announced in Parliament back in June 2020. And that will be given, should be noted that some South African employees were given these retrenchment packages. And then the last one is compensation in monetary value for the immeasurable pain and suffering, etc. They continue being subjected to, perpetrated by the government against them to date. Then 5, consequently, petitioners requesting the assistance of the NCOP in resolving the matter. 5 is code the constitution in terms of what the petition must do. 6, the petition is submitted in terms of the constitution and the rules. And in view of the above, I refer the committee, I refer the petition to the Select Committee on Public Petition. So now this is what the petitioner wanted. And this is what was contained in the memorandum from the office of our chairperson, Mary Filo Mtsweni. Those items are reflected in the background in the petition. And it's not our words, it's what we received from the chair of the NCOP, Mary Filo. And I think we even washed it down, because go up, Mr. Mkize, in this memorandum, because there the petitioner is also, that's why I was saying the language that they use, they go on. That's what South Africans are saying. This is a petitioner out there. He's speaking about ANC-led government and GNU and monies. This is what the petitioners wrote to us. It's not our words. It's not our interpretation. It's what they wanted. So we just had to summarize. That's what it's reflected on the report. Go back to the report there, Mr. Mkize. And then maybe Honorable Nonkonyana was assist us how we can amend that paragraph. Now, here is the paragraph in the report. We try to summarize it, not to have all the items reflected, but just to give a background of what the petitioner wanted. With your indulgence, Honorable Nonkonyana, proposal on...
Chair,
okay, Honorable
can you hear
Nonkonyana.
me?
I can hear you. You are just a little bit distant, but I can hear you.
What?
No, I can say you can proceed, Honorable Nonkonyana. We can hear you, but we are just in a little bit of a distance.
Chairperson, you amaze me with respect. Just before this document was flighted, you ruled that what must be flighted is the petition from the petitioner himself, because that was what I was questioning. And what is contained here is correct, what then the NCOP mandated us to consider. Then naturally the report must actually reflect that. as is. And therefore, after that, we reflect what actually the petitioner says in his or her words. That's the point. And now you have not flighted with the secretary, the petitioner, what we wanted. Because we're saying here, it is what the petitioner says. This is what has been conveyed to us by the NCOP, which is correct. Put it like that. Don't put it in the name of the other person. And we must actually put it, what actually the petitioner has said. I therefore request that the petition must be flighted as you directed.
Honorable Nonkonyana, we're not receiving the petition. There's not the rules. That's why I always say to members, the public does not petition me as chair of this committee. You petition Parliament, and it goes to the office of the chairperson. If they are petitioning the NA, they'll go to the speaker. If you petition the NCOP, it goes to the chairperson of the NCOP. So we don't receive the actual petition. Yes, there's a form that they download from the website, they fill, but we don't receive that because there's a process that must be followed before items come before us. So we as a committee, we don't have that. What we receive, it was come from the office of the chair. And the chair is saying, these are the things that we have received from the petitioner, and I'm referring you to them to you or to your committee. So that memorandum is what is guiding us, is what we've received. And those are the words I believe it comes from the petitioner, because those words is not from the officer, it's not the chair who wrote the thing. It's the items as they received by the petitioner. I hope I'm making sense there. So maybe the memorandum must be flighted. It's what the chairperson of the NCOP have received. Unfortunately, we as a committee, we don't see the actual petition. We don't see the correspondence coming from, because the public does not petition us as a committee. They petition Parliament.
No. Chair. Chair.
Honorable Nonkonyana.
Read the paragraph before what we say, the petitioner 6. You see, then the petitioner highlights, the petition highlights. You see, what we need to do here is to actually amend that paragraph to say that we have received the communique from the NCOP on such a date, which was there in 2025, indicating that the petitioner seeks the following, and we set them down there. What I'm saying is that we cannot say the petition highlights. We will come to that because later down we did have a meeting with the petition. We know what he says to us. And then we're going to set out exactly what he's told us as part of our probing this.
Honorable Nonkonyana noted, we are on page 1. Can we just guide the committee in terms of how we should word it? I'm not following.
Chair.
Honorable Nonkonyana, over to you.
Secretary, can you flight them up so that from the beginning? I was on the second paragraph. I said the petitioner calls. I'm saying we must set out what is contained. The petition was submitted to the chairperson by that person, which is correct. Okay. Mm-hmm. Then the communique we have received from the chairperson, that paragraph should look on that, indicates that the petitioner is seeking the following, and we set out what is contained in that memo from the chair.
Yes, indeed, Honorable Nonkonyana. When you see on page number 1, those there is the petitioner inter alia seeks the following relief from government. Those items, they come straight. It's actually a verbatim from the memorandum of the
okay.
Yeah, it comes. They actually copied and pasted it as is.
Chair, I don't think that this thing is serving any purpose. With respect, I'm now leaving the platform. Clearly, you are not interested. You can do as you please, and I'm out of it. And because I'm trying to assist, and you engage me wrongly because you have already taken an attitude. No, Chair, I'm sorry. I'm now on record saying...
Honorable Nonkonyana, order.
Point of order, Honorable
Point of-
Nonkonyan.
Point of order. Honorable
Point of
Nonkonyan.
order, Chairperson.
Okay,
Chair-
Honorable Mananiso.
Thank you, Chairperson, and I'm sorry to come in this way. I just want to indicate to Honorable Nonkonyane that consistently, one has been raising an issue that as the whip and your good self, you need to meet prior to these meetings. So I don't think with the spirit that he's leaving this meeting with, it's a positive spirit. It is not. And as I said, I want to persuade you, noting the agility of this matter, that let's hold this item as it is, so that we have a special meeting and agree where all of us could say that this is our report and we must own it up. Because I understand that there are issues that members feel that they are not reflecting as supposed to, based on this particular matter. So if we're going to be allowing Honorable Nonkonyan to just leave the way he is living with those remarks, I don't think for me it sits well. So there's nothing that says that we have done it before, where we say that let's defer the report and we'll deal with it on such and such day, knowing that it will be just a special meeting for a few minutes with regards to this item. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mananiso. Order not sustained, members. It's not sustained. We can't operate like this. We cannot operate like this, honorable members. We've afforded the opportunity to the honorable member to make the submission. There has been a move that we adopt the report with how we did with it now. And we afforded the honorable member also the time to put his inputs on the report. Really, honorable members, we are derailing the process, and I don't think under my watch I want to be part of derailing this process. Honorable member, Honorable Godsell.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. I want to a certain extent agree with Honorable Mananiso, but I do not agree that we need more time. We are in a meeting now where we are to consider the report, and this is what we must do. Up until the time that Honorable Nonkonyana left this meeting, I did not perceive your interaction as being anything other than courteous. In fact, I think you were quite accommodating, seeing as it was he who wanted to bring amendments to the report. Honorable Chairperson, I really want to caution against this committee and any committee of Parliament not fully using the allocated time that is given to them to consider important reports such as this. But moreover, when we started this meeting, it became very clear that Honorable Nonkonyana was at the airport. Now, Honorable Nonkonyana is the whip of this committee. He's responsible only for one thing, and that is discipline, which includes attendance. So he knew that he knew as early as Friday that this meeting was scheduled for 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock today. I'm really, really concerned, Chair, that he had now left the meeting under the auspices that it is as a result of your altercation with him, which I did not see any altercation, so that he could catch a flight. And I really think that we need to look into that. This is unacceptable. We need to finalize this report. You have given us the opportunity to do so, and we're working through it. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable Godsell. Now, the unfortunate part now, the honorable member was the one who wanted to make those amendments in this report. I don't know, members, is there any input that you want to make?
Chairperson.
Honorable Gericke.
Yeah, Chair, it's a pity that things turned out this way now. But let's work with what we have at hand at the moment. We have here some of us pushing for the acceptance of the report, and in order to do justice to those petitioners. But we also have, on the other hand, one of our own members, and in particular the whip of this committee, that beforehand informed us that he's got to catch a flight at 12 o'clock. And he is the one that wants to make the amendments. So the plea is, in order to give justice, to do justice to this and to the petitioners, can we agree? I mean, in principle, you have agreed as the chairperson to allow Honorable Nkonyana to submit his amendments. Can we agree just on another time? I've already submitted within 24 hours. I'm sure there can be an extra grace period requested from the whippery so that we finalize this report amicably, chairperson. This is a serious plea. I will avail myself at any given time. And I understand what you have said, that tomorrow we will sit until 9 o'clock and the other time also. But can we not find a time together, please? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Gericke, for that. In the interest of progress, members, in principle, we've adopted the report subject to the inputs by Honorable Nkonyana. And what we'll just do, we'll communicate to Mr. Mkhize that you get those inputs. I will also, after the meeting, just text him that he must directly send those inputs to you. What we'll do then, I will...
stopped.
No, Mr. Mkhize, you can't now stop the recording. Mr. Mkhize? Members, let's just allow him to... Please, can you record the session?
Recording in progress.
You are not assisting us with this recording, stop recording. It does not work well with us, particularly with me. I'm raising this issue as an area of great concern. We can't be having the recording stopping and being continued. What we'll do, we'll allow members who wants to put amendments to the report, but in principle, we've adopted the report subject to those minor amendments. And then I will then put a communication to the powers that be in Parliament to be allowed a slot. We'll communicate, it should be happen. I will say within the next, is it now 48 hours? I hope 48 hours is not too long. Maybe let's do 24 hours. Then we reconvene for a special session that must be sanctioned by all presiding officers, the chairperson of committees, the chief whip of council, as well as the chairperson of the NCOP. That will have a special session to consider those amendments. With that one, Mr. Mkhize, can you fly the agenda for us?
Chair, sorry, just please. Remember
Honorable,
that we have said that the amendments must also be submitted to for legal scrutiny. So I'm asking that legal also submit their opinions on the amendments and that it be included into the report for finalization. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Honorable Gericke. Honorable Billy.
Sorry, Chairperson, I just want to make an additional input. Firstly, Chairperson, I think the manner in which the whip left the meeting and the behavior shown is certainly something that must be strongly condemned by the committee and by yourself as the chairperson, because I do think that you had given ample time for the whip to make inputs. I would suggest that we look into that. We look into that and ensure that.
Just hold on, Honorable Billy. Just hold on, Mr. Mkhize. What is happening there in the background? You keep leaving and coming on. Mkhize. The recording has stopped now, honorable members. Mr. Mkhize, can you just reconnect? I don't know. Namsha, can you just follow up, please, there with Mr. Mkhize?
Chairperson, can I suggest that perhaps you become the host of the meeting or someone else becomes the host? Because I think maybe Mr. Mkhize is getting phone calls. That's why he's dropping and coming back. Perhaps you should be the host of the meeting so that you can ensure that the recording continues, or someone else can do that.
Yes, we'll attend to it. We can proceed, Honorable Billy.
Yeah, so Chairperson, I was just saying that we've got to follow up on the behavior shown by Honorable Nonkonyana and look into that matter. Secondly, Chair, I think Honorable Gerike makes a good point by saying that, you know, it should be at least 24-hour period for input to come in. I think you have summarized it well when you said we are adopting the report in principle, subject to inputs coming in. I don't think there would be a necessity to reconvene should there not be any input that will come in following the 24-hour period that has been agreed to by the committee. So I think members will just have to abide by that. But if there is no other additional inputs received within the 24-hour period, then I think the report then becomes adopted as is. That is my understanding, Chair. You can correct me if I'm wrong.
Now, let me somebody come in there, maybe Honorable Billy, to assist. We'll have to, in principle, come together as a team because it's our thing. Because now we're going to have two different versions of the report. So I don't think it's going to be a long thing, just so that we are also on par in terms of the final report. And that's why there's a need also that when it is done, we also rope in our legal services unit from the point shared by Honorable again. Honorable Mananiso.
Thank you, Chairperson. I want to withdraw. You fully covered me with regards to that because I think what we want to do is to take this report procedurally as we
Recording
normally
in
do.
progress.
So convening for just supporting it will be important as well. And I fully agree on what Honorable Billy could have said of the 24 hours. If there's nothing that you get maybe after here or during the day or what, and it goes over the next day, then which means the report will then take the record of Honorable Billy and Honorable Gotzel as an adoption of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable. I did say stress the 24-hour notice because initially I wanted to stress the time. Honorable Gotzel, what is your hand?
Yes, I also wanted to agree with Honorable Billy and obviously Honorable Mananiso, but there's one thing I specifically want to just place on record, Chairperson. Firstly, the conduct of the committee whip today, it is unacceptable, and I think a formal complaint should be laid. And just to note also that the manner in which the recording of this meeting is now going on and off is very suspicious. So if it is that this meeting is being run from a telephone and that perhaps the recording is being interfered with because somebody is calling is unacceptable as well. And that is a consequence of a lack of discipline in this committee. We as members of Parliament set aside our time according to the program of Parliament. And what has happened here today, both with the whip, but also the administration, cannot happen again. Not in matters as important as this. And I really want to bring this to your attention and ask that you please deal with it in whichever way you see fit.
Thank you very much, Honorable Nick Gotzel. That point is sustained. It's something that I'm deeply concerned with, and I'll be taking it up with the relevant presiding officers. Can we flight the agenda, Mr. Mkhize? I don't think it's... can you flight the agenda for us, Mr. Mkhize?
I had raised my hand.
Oh, Honorable Nonkonyan, welcome back. You can proceed, Honorable Nonkonyan.
I didn't go away. I just want to make a point. I didn't go away. I indicated that if you continue in that vein, I'll leave. And I said I'll leave at 12. You see? But I'm prepared. You can take the matter up with your colleagues if they want to. The DA colleagues, fine. But I wanted to place on record that I'm still part of the meeting. Thank you.
Honorable Nonkonyana, you're not assisting us. And I don't want to labor the
specifically
order, Honorable Gotzel, just order, allow me the platform. I'm not taking kindly to those remarks. We have spoken at length that we are a united committee, and I don't think we should be bringing our party heads in the meeting. I don't think it's assisting us moving forward. We have agreed that we'll allow you time to make your inputs, and we'll consider this report at a later stage. Honorable Godsell.
No, Chair, I will abide by your ruling. I just want to put it on record that I specifically, before I made those remarks, ensured that the Honourable Nonkonyana was not on the meeting, and he was not.
No, thank you. Thank you for that. We are going to consider the minutes of our previous meeting. Item number 3 is dealing with the members would know that we had undertakings from the Minister of Basic Education. That item was referred to us from the office of the chair of the NCOP. We had to look and scrutinize those undertakings that she made on the 8th of July last year, 2025, during a budget vote. We deliberated with the department. We actually had the in-person meeting with the Minister of Basic Education and her team, and we considered progress on those undertakings. Today, we are considering that report. Can you file the report? It was also sent to members last week as part of the package that we received for our meeting. But for the progress of efficient working together, can you flight it, Mr. Mkize? The progress report from the committee. It must read a committee report, because it is now our report on her inputs. Mr. Mkize, can you flight the actual report? The committee report?
Is it visible on the side, Chair?
We are only seeing the agenda. Remove the agenda and put the report.
Okay, let me just check.
Thank you very much. Members, this is the draft report of the Select Committee on Public Petitions and Executive Undertakings. There is a background. I'm not going to read through all of it. Members, you've gone through it. Those were the undertakings that were made by the Minister from 1.1 to about 1.8. And then item number 2, it speaks that the item was referred to us from the chair of the NCOP. And 3 speaks about the meeting procedures, that what happened. And these are the members who were present at the meeting. Just stop here. These were the members. And I noted earlier on that there was a member who wanted to correct that they were part of the meeting. But I see these were the members that were present. Move up, Mr. Mkize. And these were the support team from our committee. And these were the officials from the department. Move. And this was the progress report from those undertakings from 1, from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this is now the observations from us. You can move up. And then this is our recommendations. We are recommending as the report, having noted the progress report from the Department of Basic Education on the implementation of those executive undertakings and the review, the committee observes that the undertakings have been adequately implemented and therefore recommends that they be closed. Report to be considered. Members, this is the report before us. I'm going to open for any additions, amendments to that committee report. I'm going to note hands from members to make their inputs. Honorable Nonkonyana. It's only Honorable Nonkonyana. You can proceed, Honorable Nonkonyana.
Okay. Chair and the honorable members, good afternoon. Must thank, of course, the Secretariat for producing the report. And by and large, it is in accordance with our deliberations. The only thing that I would I'll leave then certain typographical errors. I'll bring to the attention of the secretary outside this meeting. But there's one thing that I think we need to say, that the matters are closed and no further engagement. I think it will not be in line with what we received from the ministry, because there are certain other things that she indicated that they are still under consideration. Yes, progress has been there. Subject to that, I would have no problem that we pass this report. But it must be fine-tuned along those lines. It should not be said it is final, we're not going to have anything. Because there are other things that we needed to be considered, of course, by the select committee that is responsible for basic education to monitor. We might as well add that, so that they can continue to monitor that if we don't want her to come back to us. Philip.
Thank you, Honorable Nkonyana. Is there a seconder with those amendments from Honorable Nkonyana? Honorable Mananiso?
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson and Honorable Members. I think one would want to second the adoption of the report as a true reflection with the amendments made by Honorable Nkonyana.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mananiso, for that. That concludes that item. Can you flag again the agenda, Mr. Mkhize? Thank you, members. We are now on item number 4, which is our last item. It is the consideration and adoption of the draft outstanding sets of minutes. The one is dated 26 May, and the other one is dated the 2nd of June, 2026. Let's start with the ones of the 26th of May, Mr. Mkhize. Members, this is the meeting that was held on the 26th of May 2026 at 10 on the virtual platform. We were considering the SA Express petition. It was actually a continuation of the SA Express. These were the following members who were present. And those were the, just go a little bit up. Honorable Gerike, is it correct for this one? It seems all of the members were present here. Go up, and these were the officials, Mr. Makanda, Mr. Nwala, and all the committee support officials. And these were the stakeholders. We had the Minister of Labor with her team, and we also had the pensions funds adjudicator. Members, here are the deliberations that we had. Number 5, we considered the adoption of the agenda. 6, it was a continuation of the SA Express petition. These were the submissions made by the Minister of Labor and her team. And then there was a submission from the Office of the Pensions Funds Adjudicator at 6.2. And then 6.3, there was an input by the Parliamentary Legal Services. There were legal questions, constitutional framework, and we concluded that meeting. It was a conclusion, sorry. And then 6.4 was the input from the researcher. And there were deliberations by members. Go up, go down, sorry. Go down. And these were our deliberations as a committee. Go down. And these were the consideration and adoption of the minutes of the 5th. And number 9, there were committee resolutions. And the meeting was adjourned at 25-1. Members, these are the minutes of the meeting of the 26th. I'm going to take inputs for amendments, corrections, and ultimately the consideration and adoption of the sets of minutes. I'm taking hands, inputs. If there are none, can we have a mover for the adoption of the minutes? Honorable Mananiso.
Thank you, Chairperson. I here move for the adoption of the minutes as
Thank you
a
very
true
much.
reflection of the meeting. Thank you.
Indeed, thank you very much, Honorable Mananiso. Honorable Godtel.
Thank you, Chairperson. I second.
Thank you very much, honorable members. And then we can now do the second sets of minutes of the 2nd of June. You can flight the minutes of the 2nd of June, Mr. Mkize. Also, these minutes were sent as part of the package to members. There we go. This meeting was happened on the 2nd of June on Tuesday at 10, also on the virtual platform. And here we're reconvening for the continuation of the SAMU petition. These were the members who were present. These were our support officials. And these were the stakeholders at item number 4. Item 5, I opened. Item 6, we consider the agenda. And 7, we had the hearing. 7.1, we had inputs from Utukela Water. At point 2, we had the Department of COCTA from KZN. And then we deliberated at item number 8. Move. And number 9, we had committee resolutions. And at 11:35, the meeting was adjourned. I'm going to open for the floor for any corrections or additions from members, especially those who were at the meeting. In the absence of any corrections, can we have a mover for the adoption of those minutes? Honorable Mananiso.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson and honorable members. I here move for the adoption of this minutes as a true reflection of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mananiso. Honorable Kotsel.
Thank you, Chairperson, and I again shall second.
Thank you very much for that, members, very progressive. Members, we have exhausted our items on the agenda. Just write it again, Mr. Mkize. I believe we have reached the items that we were supposed to consider today. Yes, we have done what for members. We're at number 5, which is the closure. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the honorable members for that engagement. Very robust meeting we had this morning, but it shows us that we are dedicated to the work that we do. And we should take it in a positive spirit, that we are willing and we are sacrificing to serve South Africans from all walks of lives. And that for me is an encouragement that members take their responsibility serious before us. For those first members, I want to thank you. Also to our support officials who have been with us and assisting us in the background. We really appreciate it. Those items that are still going to be considered, will be giving their consideration. And with that, I want to wish you a fruitful Tuesday. It's a cold Tuesday morning here in Cape Town, and we've got a long day ahead of us still. For those words, this meeting stands adjourned. Have a great Tuesday. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chair.
Long live the chair.
Long live the Chair, indeed.
Bye-bye, Chairperson.
Long live the whip.
Danke, danke.
Long live the whip.
Then Kanyana must take a rest on the plane. He must sleep for a while.
Whip.
Ngiyabonga sisele.